welcome back to our program. We're glad that you would join us again. We're talking about the Transportation Sales Tax Program and the number of projects that we've done that have been completed. The public is using those projects on a regular basis, and this is one we're really proud of. That was the B and Courtney Street project that's finished, and we wanted to hear from the public on how they felt about it. So we got a few folks from the VA hospital. Tanya Lobestall is with me, and she is Public Affairs Officer for the VA hospital here in downtown Charleston, and it's so good to have you here with me again.
Thank you so much.
I want to know, you were on the committee
right.
that sat with our engineers and the others in making the decisions, or at least hearing about the progress
right.
that was being made, and you had input. How did that work for you?
Well, you know, what we're so fortunate about here in the VA is that we do have very strong community relations, and so the opportunity to really express the needs of our veterans and what we were seeing with some of the challenges of our patients that were trying to get into the medical center before the improvements were made. We were able to share that, as well as some of the challenges that our employees faced with flooding problems when we would need to access the facility, patients again trying to get to their appointments, and that was just a real win for us and a real win for our veterans.
What are you hearing now? Everything's finished, and the public is using the roads and the crossways and the walkways and all of those things that have been installed. What sort of feedback are you getting?
It's been extremely positive.
Really?
Oh yes, yes, very much so. Especially the fact that we no longer have to worry about B Street flooding. I've been here at the medical center for going on 8 years now, and I remember very clearly days when there would be water halfway up, you know, into car doors, and people would be trying to cross the street with trash bags tied around their legs, trying to keep themselves dry. So this has been a real win. We simply do not have those problems anymore. The pumping station that was put in as part of this project
by the city of Charleston,
yes, has made a tremendous impact. The paving has been wonderful. The curbside is much more beautiful than it was. All the bricking that's been done in front of our medical center as part of this project, it's really just beautified the area, which is exactly what our veterans deserve.
What were the things that you were hearing from veteran patients who came here and their families from all across the country? What were you hearing from them before the project? And then we'll talk a little bit more about what happens after.
Sure. Well, before the project happened, you know, if any time that there was flooding, one of the biggest things that I used to do was come out here with news crews, because they knew if it's flooding in Charleston, let's go to B Street and we're going to get some great footage. But that flooding often meant that our patients really literally could not even get here for their appointments. So this has been just a huge improvement. Our patients are very, very satisfied. They're continually talking about the improvements that are being made here at the facility, on the roadways, and all the different things that are being done to help them access their care.
I would imagine in this area, with all of these hospitals, this is a hospital complex in itself.
Right.
And VA is one of those hospitals,
right.
And I'm hopeful that all of the others have benefited as well. But were we able, the engineers and the Charleston County RoadWise program, transportation sales tax is how we provide for this program. Did you find that there were fewer complaints, fewer backups of traffic, fewer people who were getting to their appointments late and the like?
Well, I think certainly we've seen that the traffic is flowing much more smoothly for our patients getting in and out of the facility here. And you're right, this is a 17-acre complex here just for the VA. The medical university is right next door to us. Roper is right down the street. So we have three major medical systems right here together. And it's very important that we have good road access for a number of reasons, not only so patients can get to their appointments, but also for emergency vehicles that are coming in. They need to be able to get our folks to the emergency rooms as quickly as possible without backups and in a safe fashion.
That's a good point you're making there, and I'm concerned right this minute about how ambulances and other types of rescue vehicles got into the area and brought patients to this hospital and others. Did you hear anything about problems there, and has that been kind of cured?
Well, we didn't necessarily hear about problems because those vehicles are kind of equipped to deal with some of the tougher situations. Right. But the reality is when you look at the additional lanes, the fact that parking is no longer occurring on this block of B Street, it used to occur across the street, that's opened up 2 full lanes of egress for that traffic there, which has really made a big difference. We have a turn lane that's put in directly into the VA, which is really improving the traffic flow. And so it is making things much, much smoother for our patients and the emergency vehicles.
If anybody's kept up with the news, they know that a lot of men and women have come back home from their various tours outside of this country. And I would imagine that the patient load has increased. And maybe this project was just in time. I don't know.
Oh, well, I think you're absolutely right. You know, as I said, I've been here for a number of years now, and our average patient growth every single year is between 7 and 10% that we're increasing. Now, here's your snapshot in time. When I first came here, we were just serving 30,000 patients in this medical center. Today, we are serving over 55,000 in 7 years. It has grown that much, and those numbers are going to continue to rise. This is the fastest growing VA medical center in the fastest growing region in the country. And so we're going to have more and more veterans coming. They need access to the care. The road's helping them get here, and the VA is really has stepped up in a big way to continue to improve our little jewel of a medical center here. We're one of the best VAs in the country, and we are so proud of the fact that we have good community partners who are helping us deliver the best care and the best care experience.
We didn't have a lot to do with parking, but has that problem eased just a bit?
Well, you know, it's funny you ask. We have done a couple of things here that we're very excited about. One is we've restriped our parking lots that has actually yielded us some additional spaces, which is good. But parking is our #1 problem here at this VA. The most important thing is we just found out about 2 months ago that we have been approved to build a parking deck behind the medical center. And so we're very excited about that. It's going to yield somewhere between 600 and 700 additional spaces, and that will be for veteran patients and for employees. And so we're really so excited to have that project coming. And now all these new lanes we've got, we're going to be able to take them all the way in.
Well, it sounds like things have improved here tremendously, and of course we're happy that it has happened, and we'll try to do more, I'm sure, in the future. There are a lot of things that can happen here just as around the rest of the community. Thank you so very much for talking with us.
Thank you.
We're going to come back in just a moment, and we're talking with a young woman who works literally with patients. So she knows what the patients say and what they say under their breath too. So we'll see what's going on in their minds, and then we want to introduce you to a gentleman who rides his bicycle around here. And then we're going to do some other things, so please don't go away, stay with us.